Lao Tzu said it best. Every journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. He's given us our 2 points. First, our journey of 1,000 miles and that end point. When we think about our goals, think big, dream big, don't limit yourself. Then we have that single step, that single achievable goal that we know that we can get. And this is extremely important because that's going to keep us confident in our ability to complete our journey of 1,000 miles. We're thinking about that single step. When we think about that single step, we have what we call SMARTer goals. And in this case, SMARTer is an acronym. Each letter is going to have a meaning. Specific, measurable, achievable, and realistic. There's going to be a time frame, we're going to evaluate, and then we're going to replan and reframe. If we dive into each one of these things, specific, don't be ambiguous about what your goal is. Be very specific about what it is you want to attain on this particular day or in this particular week. It's going to be a lot better if you're specific about the goal that you're trying to achieve. The next thing, measurable. We want to make sure that we're measuring what achievement in that particular goal is going to be like. So, if it's a numbers-based goal, use a number. But make sure that it's something that you can measure to see if you're actually attaining the goal that you set out or not. Next, achievable. We want to be able to achieve the goals that we're setting out to do. So think about what you can achieve in this particular day or in this particular week based on what's going on. Incorporate things like your lifestyle, your children, your spouse. Whatever things may interfere with your day, you want to make sure that the goals that you set out are truly achievable based on what's going on in your life. Realistic. Set up realistic goals where you're 90% confident that you'd be able to achieve that goal. This is really, really important. We want to make sure that the goals that you set out for yourself, you're setting yourself up for success. So give yourself goals where you're confident in your ability to achieve them. Time frame. You want to create a time frame so that you create a sense of urgency about achieving those goals. If it's too spread out, if there's too far a distance in terms of the amount of time you set out for yourself to achieve those goals, then you have a tendency to become complacent. We don't want there to be complacency. We want there to be a sense of urgency about achieving the goals that we set out for ourselves. After that, we want to evaluate. We want to make sure that we're actually achieving those goals and evaluate our ability to achieve the goals that we set out for ourselves, and then we're going to replan. Based on the evaluations that we've done, we'll know whether the goals that we've set for ourselves are realistic or not, and then we can recreate and replan those goals moving forward. So how do we stay on track? First, we're going to set up weekly goals. Take time out to set up your weekly goals. You may want to utilize Sunday, a quiet day, maybe before you go to sleep. Take 20 or 30 minutes to think about the goals that you want to achieve for that week and make this a habit. Second, create a calendar. Once we start to figure out how to set up weekly goals, then we can start to blow it out just a little bit bigger and get a greater insight and oversight of what we're going to be able to achieve. Third, update your to-dos. Make sure that you're staying on top of the things that you want to be able to achieve. Update those to-dos. Have this be an organic living process as you start to achieve these goals and make it part of your life. And then lastly, pre-plan your days. Again, make this a habit. Give this some thought. Take the time out to think about how am I going to achieve this particular goal on this day. We understand that habits are not just about simple exercises, but about environment convenience. The more consistent that your environment is, the better ability you have to be able to develop a habit, and in this case, the better ability that you're going to have to achieve your goals. Pre-plan those days, set yourself up for success.